live, and you are looking live at sold out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost the Super Bowl because they suck. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. And welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or if anybody spends any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. As I shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes, I usually try to do. Anybody got anything to say? Please feel free, fire away, throw in the chat box. I usually check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So if I see something in there, as soon as I see it, I try to respond right as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. Plus, sometimes it's just nice to, let me just rambling on for like half an hour. So it's nice to talk to somebody. So please feel free, fire away. All right. Before I get started, anybody wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box, is a top link. It takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first membership level is called the Saquon. Second membership level is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. Thank you. And then if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you once again. I greatly appreciate it. If you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? But as I said, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. All the support I can get, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And then finally, okay, in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links, okay? The top one, okay, takes you to my Facebook. It's a group, okay? It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Basically, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and my Facebook page, which I'll talk about in a second, it's all called pretty much the New York Giants, the Gridiron. That way, like a moron like me, I can remember what they're called. It's like, what's my YouTube channel called? What's the group called? It's all called pretty much the New York Giants, the Gridiron. All right. Right now, we have over 2,800 members in the group. Okay, it's 7 days a week. I'm putting stuff in here 7 days a week. It's not a job because I love doing it. You know what I mean? But it just takes some time every day. I'm putting it. Spend at least probably about an hour putting stuff in the group and about an hour putting stuff in the page every day. But not only do I put stuff in the group, but the members put stuff in there as well too. So if you go there and you become a member of the group, there's a ton of New York Giants information every day. Then finally, the second Facebook link, okay, takes you to my Facebook page. Okay, it's called once again the New York Giants, the Gridiron, but it's a page. Okay, I'm the administrator. Okay, so I'm the only one to post anything in there. Okay, but it's pretty much the same thing. We get a ton of stuff in there every day. Right now, we have 929 people who like the page, and there's over 3,700 people who are following the page. Okay, as I said, it's the same thing. I try to get up to like about 10 things. Sometimes in the off season, if there's not a lot going on, it's a little difficult to get a ton of stuff going in there. But during the regular season, there's at least 10 to 15 things going in the page and in the group every day, right? And I don't go mingle them. So basically, whatever ads or videos or posts or whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group, and vice versa. So if you go to the page, okay, and you like it and you become a follower, okay, and then if you go to the group and you become a member, between the two, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day, right? And like I say all the time, if you're not satisfied, you get your money back, guaranteed. All right, well, all that stuff said and done. Let's not start chest bumping ourselves and doing a happy dance and all the high fives and all that stuff and everything. I mean, the Giants, they signed, a center, somebody who can play center, but that's J.C. Hassenauer, I believe it. Hassenauer, I believe it is. He's agreed to a contract with the Giants. Okay. He was an unrestricted free agent after the Pittsburgh Steelers did not make a qualifier offer before March 15th. Okay. There's a reason why. Okay. Hassenauer, been with the Steelers since 2019. In 2022, he played in every snap, but was on the played in every game, but was on the field for only 46 offensive snaps, along with 71 special team plays, in the 17 contests. He played 41 of those snaps at center, in Pittsburgh's 37-30 loss to Cincinnati Bengals on November 20th, after Mason Cole got hurt, all right? Feliciano started 15 games for the Giants, but he left the team to go for the 49ers, right? Gates has started center in 2 games that Feliciano missed, but of course Gates is gone, all right? But now there's the always, a lot of times there's that, where things kind of come together here. In 4 seasons at Alabama, Hassenauer started 3 games, all in his senior season, when the Giants coach, Brian Daboll, was the Crimson Tide's offensive coordinator. So, don't forget, Coach Daboll was there in 2017. Hassenauer's third start came in his final college game, which was the national championship game, against Georgia. All right, that was his third start ever, in college. All right, so he made it to Alabama. He was on their team and he got to start. So you're not just chump change, right? There's got to have something going for you, right? But Hassenauer joined the Falcons as an undrafted rookie, undrafted in 2018. He spent the first 7 weeks on their practice squad, 2019, he served as a starting center for the Birmingham Iron until the Alliance of American Football folded after 8 weeks of spring play, Then he joined Pittsburgh. He didn't survive the roster cut to the regular season limit at the end of the season, but he returned to the Steelers in November as a practice squad member. He dressed for a game for the first time in Pittsburgh's 2019 regular season finale, but he didn't play. 2020, he survived the Steelers' preseason to regular season roster cut, played in 15 games and made 4 starts, filling in for Maurkice Pouncey for 3 games and getting the call at left guard once, 2021, again, he held a backup role, but he played every snap at center for Pittsburgh in their final 2 regular season games and the 42-21 playoff loss to the Chiefs. The terms of his contracts have not been announced, all right? But, if I got to find him here. I got so many damn tabs open here. Let's see, let's see where we got. Yeah, he played in, this past season, right, in week 11 against Cincinnati, he played 46 snaps at center. 41 snaps, I'm sorry. Graded out of 67. The 3 seasons he played in Pittsburgh, he graded out, it was according to Pro Football Focus, at a 64, 68.3 in 2021. 2020 graded out of 57.7. And in college, let's see, 2017, he was there 2014, 15, 16, and 17, he played every year, but 2014 is when he was a freshman. I guess he only played 19 snaps on offense. Let me see. I'm not sure if he has special teams. Snaps by position. Let's see here. 244. Yeah, so he must have had some special team snaps in there as well. But he didn't grade out too bad. His final season, he had grand total 244 offensive snaps. He graded out of 73.9. His pass block was an 85.1. His run block was a 69.9. That's his senior season. But it was only in there for 244 snaps though. So, right. Let's see. He did go against Clemson and Georgia. He also went against Vanderbilt. He had some snaps against Ole Miss, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Mercer. He played 45 snaps against Mercer. And he played 13 snaps, and it looks like their final game of the season against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, right? So, I mean, don't get don't jump over the moon, okay, about this one. I mean, after playing 4 seasons in Alabama, as I said, he was undrafted with the Falcons. He was waived on September 1st and signed back to the practice squad the next day. We spent most of the season. All right, then, with Pittsburgh, right? He signed with the Steelers on April 5th, 2019, but he was waived on August 31st. On November 20th, he was signed to their practice squad. He was promoted to the active roster on the 24th. On December 2nd, 2020, he made his first NFL start. Okay. I believe he had a pectoral injury. Hassenauer signed a 1-year contract extension with the Steelers on March 8th, 2021. He was placed on injury reserve on November 27th, 2021 with a pectoral injury. Okay. But, as I said, does it mean that they guaranteed 100% without a shadow of a doubt that this guy is total trash? Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Oh, what we got? I heard it's a 1-year veteran. Okay. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Because, I can't see a lot of money being spent on him. Now, I said, once again, I'm not an offensive guru, offensive line guru. I never pretend to be or not like that. So as I'm saying, does that mean this guy can't play? Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is there a chance he can come in and maybe be productive? Yep. Absolutely. Without question. Okay. But the evidence we have at hand, you always got to try to look at the evidence. Okay. If he was kind of like wandering around on Atlanta Falcons, right, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, got waived, brought back, practice squad, elevated, demoted, practice squad, cut, this, that, and the other thing, and then also, he's been out since 2017. So we got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. He's been 5 years, Atlanta and the Steelers have not been unbelievably phenomenal, and those years. Could they use some talent there? Yeah. So as I said, once again, is there a possibility he can play? Yeah, but I wouldn't get too. As I said, don't go out there and start chest bumping anybody. All right, over this. All right, over this pickup here. Now the Giants got. Let me see, where the heck are we at here? Yep, that's injuries. We have, there's a ton of guys. Was it 14 or 15 guys now we got on the offensive line? So all these guys are not going to make the roster. Then I would be shocked if they don't take an offensive lineman. Not saying so much as center now, because between Anderson, he was talking about Lemieux, all right, Bredesen, okay, and now Hassenauer, all right. You got 4 guys that could possibly play center. Now, does that mean we have our starting center on the roster right now? It doesn't necessarily mean that, but now we have some more competition there. But if you look, we got Andrew Thomas, right, Matt Parrott, Corey Cunningham, Azudu, Jack Anderson, Shane Lemieux, Bredesen, Hassenauer, Glowinski, McKeithen, Wyatt Davis, Solomon Kinley. I forgot about him. Evan Neal, Tyree Phillips, and Devery Hamilton. We got 15 guys. We could field 3 different football teams, okay, with the offensive linemen we have. We have that many. All right. And then don't forget, as I said, we got 10 picks in the draft. All right. So between the 10 picks, I would be shocked if we don't want to take an offensive lineman in the draft. I'd be rather shocked. So I'm saying, so that certainly doesn't rule out the fact that the Giants don't take a center. Doesn't rule that out. Okay. But all the guys, the 15 guys they're only going to be able to dress maybe 8 for a game, maybe 8. 8, maybe 9 at the absolute most for a football game. We got 15 of them, and you're not putting, obviously everybody on a 53-man roster does not dress for the games. Okay, so some of them don't dress. So you might have one or so out of the 53, that may not dress for the game, but that doesn't mean you're going to have a hard time believing that out of the guys on the practice squad, we're going to have like 5 or 6 offensive linemen on the practice squad. That's a bit much, so it's kind of telling me is that, not all these guys are going to make the team. Right. So, but as I said, don't be surprised if we don't. I mean, last year we grabbed, we got ourselves some offensive linemen in the draft too, right? But as I said, don't be surprised. I mean, because we can always use. I mean, even we're not looking for a starter, I'm sure we can look for if they see somebody might give us some good quality depth. Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't surprise if they went for it at all. So don't be surprised if the Giants take somebody else. And I said, then you're going to have undrafted free agents after the, and we might bring somebody else in. And a free agent, I mean, there's got to be a ton of guys out there, offensive linemen, that the Giants might bring somebody else in. They're always looking to upgrade. It's never like Joe Schoen never sits back, lights up his stogie, kicks his feet up on his desk. Roster's done, dude. We're good. No, that's never going to happen. So. But I mean, it's just somebody else they brought in. I mean, I'm nice to see him bring in. I'm glad, what you brought up there, Terrence, the minimum veterans minimum, which is great because it's like, I think with the veterans minimum, they get a little bit more in their pay, but it only goes like the league minimum toward the salary cap, which is like a win-win. So the Giants win because they don't actually goes toward their salary cap, doesn't cost as much, but the veteran with his minimum, he gets a little bit more money. So it's kind of like a win-win, right? But then I saw this thing here with Shane, and he's he's taking on some extra risks here, which kind of wasn't maybe did last year with the injuries and all. I mean, because especially you start looking at some of these guys he's bringing in. Some of them, they got like injury histories, like especially the wide receivers, the tight ends and all that we brought in. I mean, if you go back to, the last year with Joe Judge, I counted this out. I think there was like 29. I'm so sorry, guys. I got so many freaking tabs open here. I think it was like 20. Okay, 2021. Here we go. All right. I think it was like 29 guys wound up on injury reserve with Joe Judge, CJ Board, Brightwell, Cam Brown, TJ Brunson, Carter Coughlin. You got to use both my hands here. Nate Ebner, Nick Gates, Trent Harris, Jonathan Harrison. Okay, then we'll be up to Justin Hilliard. So now we're up to 10. All right. Oh my God. Kadar Holman, Darnay Holmes, Bryson John. We got Daniel Jones was on injured reserve toward the end of the season. Yeah. Joshua Kalu. So we're up to 15. Right. Ted Larson, Shane Lemieux, Blake Martinez, Kyle Murphy, Matt Parrott, Jabrill Peppers, Dante Pettis. That's up to 22. John Ross, Sterling Shepard, Ellerson Smith, Caden Smith. Forgot all about him. Forgot about Caden, my man Caden. Shame they let him go. Andrew Thomas, Levine Toilolu, Rodarius Williams, and Quincy Wilson. We had 29 guys on injured reserve at one point and another during Judge's last season. 29 guys, okay? So that got a lot better last year. I mean, the injuries were bad last year, okay? But, you go from 29 guys at one point in time during the regular season that were on injured reserve down to, I think it was 18 if I counted. All right, let's count together. Darian Beavers, Ben Bredesen, DJ Davidson, Joshua Zudo, Robert Foster, Tony Jefferson, Colin Johnson, Shane Lemieux, Marcus McKeithen, Andre Miller, Azeez Ojulari, so that's 11. 11, Aaron Robinson, Wandell Robinson, Ricky Seals Jones, Sterling Shepard, so that's 15. Ellison Smith, 18 guys. Nick Williams or Darius Williams. It was 18 guys. So we got better, okay, especially with the guys on the injury reserve. Okay, that got better. Okay. Now, but some of this here, and it is an article from the New York Post. Okay, it says one of the initiatives Joe Schoen set in motion when he was hired as the general manager of the Giants was to try to figure out how to solve the injury issues that troubled the franchise before his arrival. Year after year, the Giants were high on the list in games lost to injury. Oh, yeah. One of the ways Schoen could try to mitigate the potential for injuries was to sign and draft players with clean medical histories. Well, he hasn't been doing that, okay, in free agency so far, okay? In free agency, that meant identifying players who had shown they were durable in their NFL career as well. If you look at, you look at Waller, right? Injury. Jeff Smith, okay. Jamison Crowder, okay. Let's see. Sterling Shepard's coming back. Paris Campbell, Colin Johnson from his torn Achilles. Wan'Dale Robinson's coming back from the ACL. Sterling Shepard's coming back from the ACL. So, we got guys that were coming back or on a team that were injured, and then we're bringing in guys who were injured, okay? It says Schoen stuck to his approach in his first year, okay, but he strayed a bit this offseason. Yeah, oh, yeah. He did not like the top of the end free agent market wide receivers. I'm willing to pay big money for a good, not great weapon for Daniel Jones, okay? So he had a relationship with the Raiders general manager, checking in with him at the Senior Bowl and the scouting combine and asking whether any players the Raiders were willing to move. And then they mentioned that tight end Waller, okay, was movable, right? So then Schoen said, after doing a bit of research, coming to an agreement on the value, we went ahead and pulled the trigger. The Giants acquired Waller in exchange for one of their third round picks. Much of Schoen's research focused on Waller's injury history, which is considerable, especially the past 2 seasons, okay? He did not miss a game in 2019, 2020, and put together fantastic seasons, okay? Waller's past 2 seasons were by nagging hamstring issues, okay, caused him to miss 14 games and his production to take a dive, okay? So, the Giants were relatively good last year with the hamstring. Soft hit, you had Azeez Ojulari, okay, and of course, Kadarius Toney. He had problem with one hamstring, got that one better, and then he pulled the other hamstring. And then I think he pulled both of them. It's just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So, obviously, Waller at 30 is coming back or back-to-back injury seasons, right? Waller definitely qualifies as a medical risk, making him the type of player Schoen had tried to steer clear of in his first year, right? Schoen explained why he believes it's an acceptable risk, okay? He pointed out the Giants' training staff comprised of others, but mainly like Ronnie Barnes. Okay, they were somehow I didn't know this, but the Giants training staff was named the 2022. I'm not sure who Ed Block is, but the Ed Block NFL Athletic Training Staff of the Year. Wow, Ronnie Barnes is well known. Okay, Barnes is one of the league's most respected voices in medical and training circles. Schoen cited data, which is true. Okay, that showed the Giants last year, in 2022, that they were down more than 200%, okay, in the soft tissue injuries, okay, to the muscles, the tendons, and the ligaments, okay, compared to what Joe Judge did, okay, in his final season. That final season was, oh my God, what a catastrophe. 4 wins. The whole team, just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Okay, the Giants had difficulty getting outside linebacker Azeez Ojulari with his hamstring. He had a calf. He also got kicked in the leg, too, by Kadarius Toney on the field. But he said otherwise than that, the limited collective games lost to soft tissue injuries. Okay. He said, if you take a couple of guys, Schoen said, if you take a couple of guys who had multiple soft tissue injuries, we were really in good shape. Okay. The Giants had plenty of other problems, okay, injury-wise, but the soft tissues weren't too bad. He said, the soft tissue, I have a lot of confidence in the training staff, the strength staff, the sports science, And also maybe, they're changing the field turf too. We'll have to wait and see. He said, we feel comfortable with the information that we had and the staff that we have in place to get Waller on the field and keep him healthy. Okay. But the thing is it's like with him. Okay. But it's not only Waller. Okay. They signed other wide receivers. Well, they don't even have Jeff Smith here. But, they got Jamison Crowder and Paris Campbell, who they signed as well, okay? Crowder played just 4 games for the Bills last year before suffering a season-ending fracture of the ankle. Some things are just unfortunate. It's football. You're going to, guys are going to break things. It's unfortunate. I don't want to see, even to the Eagles, I don't want to see anybody get injured. You want your best to beat their best. I just can't say the Eagle fans, that's all. But, something like that is just kind of a little freaky. And then we got Paris Campbell, all right? He got in a total of 15 games in his first 3 NFL seasons with the Colts before finally shaking the injury bug in 2022 when he played all 17 games. But his first 3 seasons, he played in a total of 15 games. Okay? But he also kind of limited the damage. Now, you'll note even to Jeff Smith. Now, where the hell is he at? Nope. That's here we go. All right, Jeff Smith. He had a shoulder injury. Okay, so he was placed on IR in 2020. Okay, this is a couple years ago, but he had he hardly plays, and he was put on IR with a shoulder injury. Okay, and then you got Jamison Crowder. He suffered an ankle injury in week 4 and was placed on injury reserve. Let's see, what do we got here? Crowder missed a little bit of time when he was in Washington in 2018, but he pretty much played, in most of the games. 2020, he missed like 4 games. 2021, he missed 4 games. And in 2022, he missed a bunch of time. Right. So, the past 3 seasons, Crowder's missed like, what would that be? 13, 7. He missed about 20 games in the past 3 seasons, Crowder. Okay. Then if you look, I said Smith, Smith missed some time, but he also got to look too. The thing is, like with Smith, he hardly plays. He's not a big time contributor. Okay. In 2021, Campbell was placed on injury reserve. Let's see. In 2020, Campbell, he suffered a PCL and an MCL injury in his left knee and was placed on injury reserve. So, the guys he's bringing in, are injuries. The one thing I think he's trying to do to help limit the damage, I guess, knock on wood, sign these guys to 1-year deals. I think if you start looking, okay, so if we bring in somebody in the draft, hopefully, the injury or at a minimum or none, right? But you got to look. Sterling Shepard, he's coming back from an injury. We signed him to a 1-year deal. I'm not even sure if he'll even make the team. I hope he does. Love the dude to death. Or even if he doesn't make the team, I hope they find him to be a coach or something. I hope they never let the guy go. The guy's an asset for the organization. But I think Colin Johnson, coming back from the torn Achilles, was having a good training camp, and I'm sure he would have been a contributor during the regular season. Now, would he have set the world on fire? Probably not, but he would have contributed. If they got, Vinette and Cager and Myrick and Bellinger and Sills, right, and Richie James and Hodgins, you got those guys to contribute. I'm sure he would have got something out of Johnson too. Okay, and the other Johnson too. We had the other wide receiver. We had some contributions from him too. But he's coming back from an injury. But I think this is his last season. Okay, Sterling Shepard coming back from an injury, but they signed him to a 1-year deal. All right. We brought back Slayton. Okay, we got him to a 2-year deal. But I think like all these Waller, injury prone. He has a 4 years, but I think we can get out after 1 year with him. I think we might be some dead money, maybe a little bit next year. But I think we can get out after 1 year if we would want to. I hope we don't. I hope the dude stays healthy, right? It'd be freaking awesome. But I think Jeff Smith, I think, is a 1-year deal. I think Paris Campbell is a 1-year deal, right? I think Jamison Crowder, I think we signed to a 1-year deal. So he's bringing in, so he's rolling the dice a little bit, Hopefully some of these injury-prone guys can stay healthy, okay? But I'm sure they're not breaking the bank, okay? And it's kind of like try it before you buy it, I guess. So that I guess we're leasing them for a year, like leasing the car. And if you want to buy the car, yeah, okay, we'll buy you after the, what I mean? So, he's rolling the dice a little bit, but I think he believes a lot in the training staff, with the especially with the soft tissue injuries and all. Some things are just going to happen. I mean, like the one thing that happened with like Saquon. Look what happened with Saquon. I mean, what are the freaking odds? When he stepped on it with I forgot the Cowboys' name, who stepped on his ankle, his foot. Daniel Jones. I mean, I think Saquon was like looking at Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones was trying. This is 2 years ago. Was trying to throw the ball to Saquon and fired it over his head. And Saquon's kind of like looking like, I think it was looking like down the field. Where are you throwing a freaking ball at? And then of course he steps on the Cowboy's foot, hurts his ankle. That freaky stuff like that, it's going to happen, but you want to try to get the guys. I mean, especially the soft tissue. If you can get those under control, you're giving yourself a huge, huge advantage. And then hopefully with the change of the field, hopefully that'll help. At least it's a step in the right direction. But what I did hear is that now I don't know if it's going to be the long term or not, but in 2026, the World Cup's coming back. Now to play World Cup, you got to have grass field. Okay. So they're going to put grass, okay, in the stadium, okay, in 2026. Now, will it stay there that long? Who knows? They had grass there in 2000, 2001, and 2002, 3 seasons. Okay. For a while, they had from 1976 to 1999, they had the Giants on the side of the helmet, spelled out Giants, right? In 2000, okay, at Giant Stadium, they went back to the little NY on the side, okay, which they still have there now. And then they went back to grass. Okay, so from 2000, 2001, 2002, 3 years, they had grass there. But the problem is that it's just not a football stadium, right? And it's not, I mean, it's like, I'm about 20 minutes from Philadelphia. So I drive by, there's a certain road, it's called 95. If you get on 95 South heading toward Delaware, okay, you drive right past the link. Beautiful stadium. I hate the fans. Freaking beautiful stadium. Their baseball field is beautiful too. Absolutely beautiful. But it's grass. Okay. But it's basically a one team, the Eagles, right? Here it is during the regular season. Okay. You got you're gonna have 17 games played on there because either the Giants or Jets are probably one of those teams is probably gonna play 9 home games. The other one might play 8 or whatever. So you have like 17 home games on there. Then you're gonna you have preseason on there as well too. So I mean, you have there's a lot of games on there. Then it's also I guess like for maybe concerts and stuff. So a lot of things get put on there. Then not to mention the fact that you got the kind of harsh Northeast winters, and it makes it tough to keep the grass growing and all that, I guess, without having to try to resod the field every week or whatever. So it's kind of tough with 2 teams on there, and it's a venue for a lot of other things to try to keep the grass there. But I mean, that would probably be the most safest thing for all the guys. But 2026 is supposed to have grass put back in there. Now let's see, can they keep it there for any length of time? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But Joe Schoen is with Ronnie Barnes there, he feels pretty good. Now we got to get the most out of Ronnie Barnes we can, because Ronnie Barnes is not going to be around forever. He's a huge asset to to the organization. We're very, very lucky to have him. But let's knock on wood. Let's hope that our injuries, because if there's anything the Giants deserve, I'm not saying a Super Bowl. I'm not saying we deserve to win 17 games. If the Giants deserve anything, it's at least one season where we're relatively healthy, right? That's one of the things the Eagles had last year. The Eagles were the 4th least team in the NFL as far as guys missing games. They were very, very healthy. Another one of the reasons why they made it to the Super Bowl. But we got ourselves a center, guys. It's just somebody else being there contributing. It might be some depth. Don't be going hog wild crazy. and don't be surprised if we don't grab a center in the draft. Well, guys, it's been 34, almost 35 minutes. Somebody gave me thumbs up. Thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And Terrence, thank you for your comment. I greatly appreciate it. That's good to know. 1 year veteran minimum deal for him. That's good to know. Thank you. And so as I said, anybody watching me, thank you. Anybody going to watch the replay this, thank you. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants! Woo!